Hey everybody, and welcome back to Need for Speed Carbon with Tater Tot. I realize I've got some explaining to do here. Right. Just a few minutes ago, sat down to record a video. Gonna get a lot done. It's gonna be great. All this stuff. Well, that was all great and fine. And I started racing, and I did okay. And I got the episode done. I'm like, yeah, I feel really good about it. Got a new car, this and that. Went to hit stop recording, and I had no audio, no commentary. So now I've got an episode with gameplay audio, no commentary. So unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. I went back and I tried to load a previous save state, and the way that the game is set up, it just basically wouldn't let me. I've had it on autosave this whole time, and I'm not sure why. I thought about turning it off and I never did. I think it's just mainly for the fact that I was afraid I was going to save one of these times and have to do it again off screen, but it turns out that it came back to bite me in the ass in the end. But all that aside, basically last episode I did a couple races and I struggled a little bit, and I conquered a territory, and then that let me unlock this car right here, and I brought it back into the shop and I customized the hell out of it, built it as fast as I could, and here we are. So it's a Mercedes SLS McLaren, and I bought it when I bought it at the car lot. I bought it mid-game or mid-episode, and I went and actually did a couple races with it, just stock, bone stock, like same color, didn't customize anything on it, and I was winning races no problem. So it was already better than my DB9 was. Realizing that I didn't ever start recording the last episode, I decided to go ahead and customize it all, everything off screen. So this is what I came up with. Just put a full body kit on it, some blue iridescent paint, some white 5-spoke wheels. I believe they're the same wheels that I had on the Aston Martin. I put race car spoiler on it, and what did I upgrade? I gave it nitrous, and I think that was all that I've unlocked for it so far. But yeah, so far I really like it. Handles good, and it's a lot faster. We could actually go ahead and see how much faster if we just go here. We got this, not that, this and that. So I got better top speed and handling. I got a little less acceleration, but this car, you cannot put any more performance ports on it. It's as fast as it will ever get. This is basically still stock. I put NOS on it, but that doesn't reflect in the stats up at the top right there. So there's that. Man, that thing looks good though. I've always liked that car. Anyway, so I feel really sad and kind of upset that I didn't record the commentary for the last episode, but you guys are just gonna have to bear with me. I am still new to this, so hopefully these things will happen less often in the future. But last episode I completed this race, which apparently gives me NOS and tires. And I did this race, which apparently gave me brakes and suspension, but it gives me the street package, and the only thing that's basically that you can put on that McLaren is race packages. There's no option for street or pro package, so you have to unlock, I guess, the best of the best in order to apply them to that car. But let's see if we can't conquer this territory today. Start with a sprint that'll give me transmissions. So I said it last episode, but I'll say it again this episode. Today is the 2nd, which means the night before last was New Year's, and I had a great time. I hope all you had a great time doing whatever you were doing. I know a lot of people like to go downtown and go to the bars and stuff, and that's fine. I have no problem with that. I'm not old enough to go yet, but I understand that people do, and it's fun and all that. I, however, decided to go snowboarding. So that was what I did. I went up to the old, one of the 3 ski resorts we have up here on beautiful Mount Hood. And at Ski Bowl, which is, by the way, the largest night ski area in America, so we got that going for us. They keep the lifts open until 2 o'clock on New Year's Day morning. So I got up there about 8:30, 9 o'clock probably on a Thursday night, and was riding the slopes until 2 o'clock Friday morning. And it's really fun. They bring a DJ in, and he does his thing outside in the snow, and they got lights going and a full open bar, and of course there's a restaurant, a lodge, and everything there too. So that's always fun. And so yeah, it's good. And you know, you can just go there and hang out if you want. You don't have to pay anything. You can just show up and, you know, maybe grab some dinner and a drink and go listen to music, or sit in the lodge and watch the snowfall or whatever. I was up, however, on the lifts, but that's just me and what I like to do. The snow was, I'm going to say rideable is a good word for it. It wasn't good. The snow wasn't good, I wouldn't say. But it was decent. I would say it was decent. So, you know, it wasn't too bad. There was a lot of people there, obviously, so God, what was I gonna say? You know, the runs are short and the lines at the bottom are long, but still, I had a great time. Can't complain. Me and about 11 of my friends went up there, and not all of us snowboarded, but some of them stayed in the lodge and just hung out while the rest of us went and snowboarded. But it turns out that one of our buddies, I guess parents have a cabin not too far from there, so instead of us all going home, especially the ones that have been drinking, instead of all driving home, we just drove maybe 15 or 20 minutes down the mountain to one of our buddies' cabins, and we all stayed there and continued the festivities, and you know, went to bed about 6 in the morning, and it was a great time. I had an awesome time. It was really fun. No one got hurt. Everyone was safe. Everyone was drunk as hell. It was funny. We laughed, had a good time. That's the 2nd year in a row that I've gone snowboarding there on New Year's Eve, and it's just always a good time, every time. So yeah, that was what I did. Had a lot of fun. Oh, my territory is under attack. Well, gotta race them. And this is the race I just did last episode too, that you guys don't get to see. God, I'm really upset that happened. I went to go click stop recording on my microphone, and I figured out I wasn't recording the entire time. But I guess those things happen. You guys are just gonna have to forgive me. Yumi got a car upgrade as well. I finished a race, and she was driving an Eclipse, and then I bought this thing, and I raced the next race, and all of a sudden she was driving an STI. So good for her, I suppose. She's definitely faster now too. I'm not running into her as much. When do you unlock the STI, I wonder? Must be in this tournament. I mean, it must be toward the end. I wouldn't think it would be toward the end, because, you know, like, I just unlocked this beast of a car, and then that last race I unlocked the Lamborghini. Oh, I didn't figure that the STI would be in that caliber of vehicles, but apparently in this game it is. Well, hell, who knows? The 350Z is one of the last cars you get apparently in this game too, which I don't really understand, but I do love me a good 350Z. I would buy one. They seem like fun cars. I haven't rode in one, but I rode in a G35, which is basically the same thing. It's the same engine and drivetrain and everything, just different body and interior. But yeah, I don't really understand why it's going to be one of the last cars I get, but hey, whatever. Video games do weird things sometimes. This was the race I had a lot of trouble with last episode, the ghost episode that doesn't exist. I just couldn't, because everybody else was so much faster than me. I just could not get the speed through the speed traps that I wanted. And even when I did, I still am not gonna win it this time. Look, I got what, 4th? I got 4th. Yep. So I'm gonna start that over and hopefully drive a little better this time, because I didn't drive well that last time at all. Okay, round 2. Should be able to do it this time. In the last episode, it took me, I think, 4 or 5 tries, and I really had to stop commentating and just really focus on what I was doing. But this time it shouldn't be as much of a problem, because I got this sweet piece. $210,000 car. There we go. Sometimes you just gotta boost your way all the way through the corner. Just like that. Then you gotta brake really hard so you don't hit the wall. I do that a lot actually. There'll be a speed trap on a corner and I will just smash the NOS button right up until the speed trap. And then I'll hit the wall and completely stop. But all that really matters is you get high speed through the trap. That's all that really dictates who wins. Come on. I wasn't a very good corner either. Should have taken the shortcut. Apparently there's a speed trap right up here somewhere too. Around this corner. 94, that's not bad. Usually on that one, you get around 80 something. Should be able to get first place this time. There we go. Holding the lead. Oh boy. Yeah, man, I miss snowboarding. I used to go a lot. I used to go almost every weekend, but you know, the last couple years I just haven't as much. I don't know what my deal is, but I need to get back into it. My snowboard that I have is one I've had since I was a kid. You know, I've probably had it about 8 years or so, and I've definitely outgrown it, obviously. And it's old technology, and it never was a very high-end board to begin with. So and the bindings that I was using they weren't compatible with my board, so they could only go in one place, which wasn't as much of a problem at first because I was a lot smaller and the stance was about right. But now strapping into it, it's like, you know, my stance is like basically how I stand, which is not what you want. You want your feet to be about as wide as your shoulders, which is not natural for anybody to stand like that. If you stood around like that all day, people would probably look at you like you're crazy. And so I had no control, and I couldn't do anything that I really needed to do with it. So I went into the local snowboard and ski shop, and was gonna see if I could maybe get new bindings or different base plates that would work with it or something. And it turns out that the hole pattern that I had in that board, they don't make it anymore, and when they did make it, you had to have bindings that were set up to fit that hole pattern. So the guy's like, well, yeah, you should probably just get a new board. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I just don't know if it's worth it because I hardly go ever anymore. He's like, well, we got this one and blah blah, and it was a lot of money. I'm like, man, I just don't know if I want to spend that. And he's like, yeah, well, I know what you mean. He goes, you can demo it if you want. I said, well, what do you mean demo it? He said, well, when are you going to go to the mountain next? I said, well, tomorrow night. He says, yeah, you can check it out, and you can take it up there and ride on it, and see if you like it, and you know, you can go from there. I'm like, okay, well, where's the catch here? Like, how much does this cost? Yada yada yada. He goes, it's $20. You take and ride on it all night tomorrow as long as you want. Bring it back the next day. He said, if you do want to buy the board, then we'll put the $20 that you spent to rent it toward the purchase of the board, so you don't lose that $20. Okay, so I rode on basically a rental on New Year's Eve and really liked the board. Thought it was solid, so went back the next day and turned it in. The guy said, well, what do you think? I said, I'll take it. I like it. It handles well. I feel good on it, and you know, if I ever want to go again, I'm either gonna have to rent a board or, I don't know, do something. So I got a new snowboard, so now I'm excited to go ride it, and I want to go out snowboarding more often now. Looks like we're getting into a canyon run here. Challenge accepted. There we go. That's a new intro. Go. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Out in front, baby. I like when they have just the normal sprint races down the canyon. They're fun. I don't like how the camera moves when you get close to the edge. I hate that. Stop doing that. You don't do that any other time in the game except for on the canyon races. And God, it really throws you off. Or it throws me off anyway. Maybe not everybody, but it's annoying. I get it, I'm close to the edge and it's supposed to look all dramatic and everything, but damn it, you're messing me up. Stop it. Hopefully I don't run into too much trouble from now on, now that I've got a Tier 3 supercar. Maybe that's what it is, because they have the different tiers of cars, right? And then they have the different, they have like the different styles of cars within each tier. So I bet, you know, this is a Tier 3 exotic, and I bet that Ford GT that I'm running into is a Tier 3 muscle, and I'll bet the STI, the Evo, and the Supra, maybe the 350Z, are Tier 3 tuners. I bet that's what it is, because they can't just wean out, you know, the muscle cars and the tuners. The Tier 3 can't just be all exotics. That would be stupid. Why would they make you pick a pathway basically from the beginning, and then you just end up with exotic supercars anyway? You gotta be, they have to have, you know, muscle supercars and tuner supercars available as well, which I don't know if you can really call those tuners supercars, but they definitely have the potential to make a lot of power and put it to the ground, that's for sure. It's just, I feel like, you know, cars like this, the SLS, are so far out of Subaru's league that it seems ridiculous, but it's a video game. Things like that happen. Impossible things. There we go. This is definitely a race. We got a race here, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not gonna win it, it looks like. Again. So we're gonna do it again. Finish second. Here we go. Start it over. Line them up. 3, 2, 1, go. Perfect launch. Bye. There's really no opportunity to use your NOS here except for right at the beginning there. There's a couple other ones, but not very many. Try to hug that inside so that I don't get that stupid camera shift again. Slow down for the corner like you're supposed to. That's one of the cool things about the canyon runs too, is you can't just pin the gas through every corner. You have to actually, you know, think about your cornering and your braking and slowing down and stuff like that. Which is good. It adds somewhat of an element of realism to it, which is refreshing. But I mean, obviously these games are not by any means racing simulators, and they're not supposed to be either. I heard from a couple of my friends that the new Need for Speed is the handling is stupid and weird and all these other things. Well, yeah, it always has been. You just never really realized it. There's so many games right now that are so realistic that, you know, you go back and play a different racing game and the handling is completely different. So yeah, if you play Need for Speed Shift and then you pick up Carbon or the new Need for Speed that came out, it's gonna handle stupid and it's gonna be completely unrealistic, and that's okay. You know, as long as I can get the hang of it after a little while and kind of, you know, get in tune with the handling and all that, then that's fine. I don't expect every racing game to be completely realistic. That's not what I'm here for. Like I was talking about with the Need for Speed movie, or with the Need for Speed movies. Maybe that was last episode, but I think last episode I talked about the Fast and Furious movies and how basically you gotta take them at face value. You can't read too much into them, otherwise you won't like them. You just have to take them as they are, you know, iconic car guy movies. Part of the reason is because they're not completely realistic, you know. So there, did it, second try. That's not too bad. It's better than 5 tries. Austin Tires, Tier 3 Street, which again, I don't think I can actually, you know, I don't think that actually does me any good. Oh, look, my territory is under attack again. This is going to happen a lot more often, isn't it? I'm thinking so. Which is fine, you know, not a problem, but every time I finish the race and I start thinking, alright, you know, it's time to move on to the next race, see if I unlock anything cool kind of thing. It's like, oh, hold on, not too fast. You're going to have to go back and race these people down in the very first place you ever raced at. Dude, come on. Okay, I feel like that's an unnecessary element, but I'm not a game designer, so I can't tell you what sells. I just hope that I can beat it with relative ease. That's all I really care about. Passing up that guy who was in second. I'm going after that guy who's in first. Very specific, I know. Apparently his name is Cheeto, but with an I, not 2 E's. Cheeto! Not sure what he's driving. Out of my way, Yumi. Oh, wow. Okay. Bye. Now I'm in first. I saw that it reminded me, but I saw at the starting lineup of this race that there was an R34 GTR in the line, and that reminded me about the whole Tier 3 tuner thing we were just talking about when I was thinking of the Tier 3 tuner cars, and that is definitely a Tier 3 tuner car. If there is any Tier 3 tuner, you know, description somewhere in a book, that car fits it to the T, I guarantee it. That's my favorite car of all time, actually. Okay, hold on, just a second. Maybe not all time. That is, I will say, one of my favorite cars ever. You know, if you were standing there with 2 sets of keys, and one of them was to a Porsche or like a Gallardo or something, and the other set of keys was for an R34 GTR, I would take the R34 GTR. I would, no question about it. And you might be saying, well, you're crazy, it's not worth as much, it's not as fast, yada yada yada, and that's fine, and I don't care, because I love that car. I love the way it looks. I love the way it sounds. I love how fast you can build them. I love everything about them. Not that I don't love, the other option, whatever it may be. But the other thing about the R34 GTR, obviously, is that you can't get them here. So that's another thing. It's like a pipe dream, because even if you had the money to buy one, you can't drive one here legally. You could get one over here, in parts or a half cut or a kit car or whatever, but you can't register them and drive them on the road legally. You can have them as a show car and trailer it around, or you could drive it illegally, but you can't register it and have it be legal on the road. You just can't. Alright, now I just gotta cool down, let the heat die down. Shouldn't be too hard unless I run into another cop. Come on, I gotta get out of here. There's no cooldown circles around here either. That sucks. Shouldn't be a problem though. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Well, sorry about the last episode. Won't happen again. I made sure I was recording commentary this time. But I like the new car. I think it's gonna do well. And meet you back here next time for the next episode, where hopefully I can win some more races. Alright, I'll see you guys later.